Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good evening. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here in LFS for our second game of the evening and the conclusion to the first round of group fixtures at this World Cup. England take on Croatia to kick off Group L, the 12th and final group to get underway at this World Cup, and it's a repeat of the 2018 semi-final in Russia. England taking on Croatia in Dallas to get their tournament underway in 2026. Already this evening, Portugal drew 1-1 with DR Congo. In the early hours, Argentina 3-0 winners against Algeria, and Austria's 3-1 win over Jordan. So it's been an entertaining day so far, and a perfect finale to the afternoon. England, Croatia, two top teams who have got to the latter stages in the last few rounds of tournaments. But will this one be the time where either of the two of them go the full distance? We will find out. Let's have a quick look at the two team summaries. Of course, Thomas Tuchel taking charge of his first World Cup game as England manager. Harry Kane, of course, the England captain and the leading man up front, and was the Golden Boot winner at the 2018 World Cup. They, of course, have been champions once, England, back in 1966. We hear about it all the bloody time. The player to watch for this tournament for me is Morgan Rogers, a player who's really impressed at Aston Villa this season, but on the bench for this one this evening, no spoilers. And, of course, the Three Lions, the nickname of the English national team. For Croatia, well, Zlatko Dalic, very experienced Croatian head coach, and led by a very experienced captain, Luka Modric, again at his tournament. He made his debut at a World Cup 20 years ago, of course, back in 2006 in Germany. They were runners-up back in 2018, beat England in the semi-final, and lost to France in the final. Luka Modric, my player to watch for this one. If anything Croatia do well, it will come through him. The maestro in midfield, and the Vetrini will be hoping to upset England in the group opener. These two will have real ambitions of topping this group, and this might come down to who has the edge on the other come the end of 3 group matches. Our referee this evening, Clément Turpin. Jérôme Brissard is the VAR in the booth. All French team officiating this one in Dallas. We watched Netherlands-Japan in this stadium a few nights ago, and another cracking fixture for the citizens of Dallas to enjoy. The English cohort in their numbers have travelled, as well as the Croatians, but it is a majorly English cohort inside the stadium. Let's have a look at the two teams for this one, starting with England. Jordan Pickford starts in goal. Back four of Reece James, Ezri Konsa, John Stones and Nico O'Reilly. Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice are the midfield too, with Jude Bellingham in the 10. Madueke and Gordon are the wingers of choice, and Harry Kane leads the line after a wonderful season with Bayern Munich. He leads the England line. For Croatia, Livakovic is in goal, a back 3 or back 5. Stanisic and Perisic are the wing backs. Sutalo, Vuskovic and Gvardiol are the back 3. Then Pater Sucic alongside Luka Modric in midfield. Mario Pasalic and Baturina are the attacking midfielders. And Musa is the centre forward. And lots of experience on the bench of the Croatian side. And Thomas Tuchel at very different ends of his managerial career in terms of internationally with Zlatko Dalic. But two teams with a lot of experience at these World Cups, and a lot of experience playing against each other in these sorts of conditions. And once again we have another chapter in the book, which is England against Croatia, and it is our concluding game this Wednesday evening on day 7 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's Dallas, Texas, the venue at AT&T Stadium, and the countdown is on. The Three Lions take on Croatia once again, hoping praying that this is their year. They pray every 4 years that it's coming home. It never has in the last 60 years. Now, more than ever, the players around the world in English descent are making their mark. Jude Bellingham in Spain, Harry Kane in Germany, and quite a few of them on home soil as well. And the likes of Saka, Madueke with Arsenal. Maybe this is their best chance. Under new tenure, after 10 years of Gareth Southgate and all the criticisms that came with that, it's Thomas Tuchel, who's won the Champions League with an English team in Chelsea 5 years ago. Can he do and win the biggest trophy in international football with the England national team? Here is Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper. And he trying to put pressure on the English defence as Pickford plays out to John Stones. High press from the Croatians as Pickford flings it out to the left for Nico O'Reilly, who had a breakout season at Manchester City. Oh, John Stones under real pressure there from Musa. And O'Reilly firing it into the path of Anthony Gordon, who's under pressure. And England's under such early pressure have given away a cheap corner. Miscommunication between, I think it's Elliot Anderson and Nico O'Reilly. Zlatko Dalic's side will have an early corner here. Ivan Perisic, former Spurs player of course, watching and waiting for his opportunity to deliver here. Currently at PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Ivan Perisic, and a chance to deliver here for Croatia. Just 2 minutes gone. Perisic with the left-footed delivery, round the back, and the acrobatic effort on the volley from Sutalo is high over the bar. Josip Sutalo getting on the end of that. Delivery by Ivan Perisic, round the back, and he acrobatically took it in his path, the Ajax defender. Josip Sutalo, 26 years old, is making his 34th international cap this evening. Never scored. Oh, the centre-back. That's not too surprising, but that's the first opportunity of this match. Stones. Back to Pickford. Back to Ezri Konsa on the right-hand side of the centre-back pairing. High press again, Ivan Perisic, and right on the back of Elliot Anderson was Baturina as they won it back. Perisic trying the early cut-back cross. Dealt with by Declan Rice, who's, again, given no time or space to clear it away. High press from Croatia, really effective so far against England. As Vuskovic plays it into Luka Modric. He is the captain once again for Croatia. Captained his country to a World Cup final 8 years ago. Here England win it back though from the midfield. Noni Madueke back to Reece James. And he turns 41, Luka Modric, in September. Still playing at the top level with AC Milan, joined on a free last summer after 13 years with Real Madrid. And scored in their last game for Croatia in a 2-1 win over Slovenia in their international friendlies, building up to this tournament. They lost the other one 2-0 to Belgium. There's no doubting Luka Modric, one of the main threats. 29 goals and 199 caps. This is his 199th, just one away from 200, which he will make in the next group game, of course, you would expect. It's Musa in behind, forcing Pickford into the long clearance. England a little unsettled so far. Reece James throws it back to Ezri Konsa. Into Declan Rice. Elliot Anderson. To Reece James down the right. Tried to play that ball outside to Madwecki, but that was cut out by Perisic. As Gvardiol was eased off the ball as he tried to break forward. Elliot Anderson doing well to win that one back for England. Stones. Wide it went to O'Reilly and back to Declan Rice, who will retreat to his goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, who right the way through it all has been England's number one despite the contests of many others. This is 85th England cap tonight for Jordan Pickford. Madwecki there trying the acrobatic. Couldn't keep that ball in. Well, England opened their tournament in 2022 with a absolute goal fest against Iran. A 6-2 win for England on match day one of the group 3.5 years ago. They were 3-0 up at half time. 1.4-0 up. Iran got a goal for once again Marcus Rashford being at 5-1, then 6-1. And a late Taremi goal made it 6-2 from the penalty spot. Real goal fest of an opener last time around for England. Here is Declan Rice. To Elliot Anderson, the two anchoring this midfield for England. Of course, Bellingham in the 10. No Cole Palmer, no Phil Foden for this World Cup. Not picked in the England squad by Thomas Tuchel, which has caused some controversy and some question marks about some of his selections for this tournament. Anderson trying to ping one forward. Miscued as Modric with a loose touch, and that allows the ball to feed to Madwecki. Down the right hand side, tiptoeing into the box on his left, cuts it back to James, who tries to poke it through. Will drop for Harry Kane, who on the half turn. Shot took a deflection behind for the corner. Good work there from England. Again, it was Luka Modric, just a poor touch in the middle. They break wide with Noni Madwecki. It works back to Reece James, who ultimately they get a little bit fortunate that the ball drops to Harry Kane in the way that it does off the defender. And then on the half turn has his shot forced wide and behind for the corner. 32-year-old Bayern Munich centre forward Harry Kane has had one hell of a season. 61 goals in 51 appearances for Bayern Munich in all competitions. A machine for Bayern. Declan Rice, right-footed delivery into the box. Lots of them queuing up as Madwecki sneaks in behind, and it's a penalty to England. A late challenge, and Clement Turpin points to the spot, and it's the Croatian captain who gives it away, and it's Noni Madwecki who wins it. Again, just unsighted Modric, just swings a right boot towards Noni Madwecki. Oh, I don't know about that. That looks a little soft to me. I don't know if I like that decision. Nonetheless, 5 penalties he's taken for his country at the World Cup stage, Harry Kane. Or an international tournament, shall I say. 4 he's scored, 1 he's missed. And now England, within 9 minutes, have a penalty to try and take the lead against Croatia. Luka Modric giving it away. Can Harry Kane get off to the perfect start at this World Cup? All the hopes on him. And a chance within minutes to have his first major opportunity. Harry Kane against Livakovic. Harry Kane steps up and Livakovic makes the save. Wonderful from the Croatian goalkeeper, who stops the England captain from opening the scoring. Although Livakovic looked like he jumped quite a distance off his line, and maybe that's what they're checking here, that England might get another chance to take it. If Livakovic had both feet off the line, when the penalty was taken, or if there was encroachment of some nature, the penalty will have to be retaken. Let's have a wait and see. Jerome Brissard, the VAR. Let's see it again. Oh, yeah. So the call is that when Harry Kane, before he took it, there was encroachment, and that encroaching player had a direct impact on the clearance behind for the corner. Therefore, it's a retake. So Livakovic stopped once. He's going to have to do it again. Very rarely do these situations ever turn out good for the goalkeeper or the defending team. Livakovic trying to use any little dark art that he can. Harry Kane will get another chance. Take two. Kane against Livakovic. He's directly on the ball from Harry Kane. Harry Kane makes no doubt about that one. Fires it into the bottom right corner. Livakovic dived the wrong way, and England opened the scoring. It was 2 times he needed it, but it didn't matter. England are in front, and it didn't take too long for that to come about. The England captain gets off the mark after being forced into a retake after he missed the first one, but encroachment called by the VAR, and he got to go again. And from the penalty spot, Harry Kane opens the scoring here in Dallas. England 1, Croatia 0. And you have to say, really, you know, 2 really poor errors from Croatia in the fact of giving the penalty away in the first place, and then the silly nature of encroachment. I mean, it's so avoidable. After your goalkeeper makes the heroics of making the save, his team let him down. That's what it comes down to in these moments. Individual errors that make the difference. Ezri Konsa heads back to Pickford, who was under pressure from Ivan Perisic, but as calm as you like there, Jordan Pickford. That's a real good settler for England in the game. After what was a bit of a unnervy start to the game, an unsettled opening, gifted a chance via penalty. Sutalo to the right hand side for Stanisic. Back to Sutalo it comes. That's how Croatia will respond to going behind after what they'd made a pretty positive start in the game, applying a real high press in England, not allowing them out. Really aggressive approach. But you have to say, if there's ever a selection of players at this World Cup that have really been through the wars before, it's Croatia, and they've still found a way to escape. Ball down the right hand side, it drops to Musa, who's stretching. I think it took a deflection behind for the corner. I think, is it Ezri Konsa or is it Jude Bellingham? I think there's a calls of possible penalty. Is there? See it here. No, there's not enough in that. Not enough for me. I don't think that's a penalty. Nonetheless, and actually it's going to be a goal kick. That's what VAR were checking. Not a penalty, but a goal kick has been given after initially given a corner. VAR overturning that decision. See it again. Yeah, it's definitely not a penalty. I mean, Reece James doesn't really pull back Musa whatsoever. And a good challenge by Bellingham sliding in to make the challenge to put it behind, albeit came off Musa last. Lovely work from Kane, finding it wide to Manweki. drifting away, finding the space and shooting. Blocked behind for another corner. Well, the energy from England on the break is electric at the moment. Beautiful from Harry Kane. Just drops into the midfield, into that pocket. Switches the ball out to the right-hand side for Noni Madueke. Goes 1v1 against Josko Vardiol. He needs to be bailed out by his fellow centre-back Vuskovic to put it behind for the England corner. But England, after a slow start, have looked strong in the last few minutes. Declan Rice to take the corner. Real master of delivery for Arsenal. What can he do here? Whips it in. Saunters all the way through to the edge of the box. The shot from Anderson. Blocked on the edge of the area and seen all the way back to Jordan Pickford. As Declan Rice does well to win the throw-in out of Caoimhan Ferris. It's there, 1v1. A bit of annoyance from the Croatian wing-back. Anderson, Stones, Bellingham, Anthony Gordon. To John Stones. All the way back here to Jordan Pickford. And of course a lot of expectation on England coming into this tournament due to the successes of their players at club level this season. One of the favourites coming into this tournament alongside France and Spain. They're the third favourites, England, to win the tournament outright. Currently 7-1 odds. Clip ball over the top there from Sutulo is easily retrieved by Jordan Pickford. Of course, maybe the argument could be made that England's group also helps them in the fact that they have, no disrespect to the other two teams in Ghana and Panama, but probably the expectation is that England should top this group. And of course, see already a lot of the England fans working out the possible path to the final if they do finish top of the group. Of course, at World Cups it's always been if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, and that's what the previous champions have had to do in Argentina and France en route to their titles in 2022 and 2018. They've had to come through some difficult spells throughout the tournament, difficult moments to really reach the peak of the mountain. And England have arguably, probably alongside France in a sense, probably been the second best performing European team at international tournaments over the last 10 years. Getting to the semi-finals at 2018, the Euros final in 2020, quarter-finals at 22, and the final in 2024 in the Euros. So they're an England team that have performed at quite a level over the last 8 to 10 years. Croatia themselves could argue that they're on that list as well in terms of the really overall. The fact that Croatia don't have, no disrespect, but the most filled with quality type squad. They have a different draw to them in a different way at finding a way through. It's much more of a dogged, more physical, much more aggressive approach to the way that they play football, and I mean it's got results. Not with the possession here, as challenged was Elliot Anderson, and that's going to be a foul ultimately on Josko Vardiol by Elliot Anderson. John Terry, Arsene Wenger watching on amongst the The dignitaries up in the stands here at AT&T Stadium. Here is Caoimhan Ferris, unable to find the ball across the midfield, and Harry Kane making the stop. And now Bellingham away here. He's got Madueke to pass to. Bellingham going on his own for the moment. And a 1v1 with Sutalo. Bellingham trying to cut inside and run into too many blue shirts. And in the end, into the hands of Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper. But he went all on his own there, Bellingham. Wasn't much support. Only Madueke was the option to his right, but decided not to take that option, Jude Bellingham. Of course, there has been some question marks over whether he would be starting after the words of Thomas Tuchel a few months ago about his lack of work rate. Some question marks overall whether Jude Bellingham would be favoured by the manager, but it would be quite clearly an idiot not to put Jude Bellingham into the squad and into the starting 11. Just to his quality alone, but of course has competition for his spot. One that I've put down as my player to watch for the tournament for England is Morgan Rogers, a player who massively impressed for Aston Villa this season and en route to a European trophy of their own and a wonderful Premier League finish. Finishing 4th in the table under Unai Emery. I mean, Morgan Rogers, a player very well admired. You have to be a special player to try and test Jude Bellingham's position in this England team. As you see that again, Livakovic just about a half a centimetre off his line with his back foot, and that is encroachment by the goalkeeper. It's has to be a retake. And as we will have our hydration break, and at the moment England sitting pretty in this game. After a positive start from Croatia, they've struggled to really test England too much since the goal, and England have started pretty well. When we have this hydration break, as I was saying, you know, England's only failed to progress from the group stages just once in the World Cup since 1994. Even before that, the last time they failed to progress from a group stage before that was in 1982 in Spain, but they've reached at least the round of 16 in all but one of the last 6 World Cups. That was in 2014 in Brazil. Well, they didn't win a single group game. 1 draw and 2 defeats from their 3 group matches. And it's been a real change since that 4th place in 2018 and a quarter-finals in 2022. Of course, we go back to that key moment in the game. Harry Kane scoring from the penalty spot, and yes, you could argue they're a little bit fortunate the fact that he missed the first penalty. The first penalty was saved, but then encroachment allowed them a second opportunity, and I said it at the time, very rarely does ever a retake go for the defending team in that sort of situation, and once again it didn't for Croatia. But again, architects of their own downfall. A poor challenge by Luka Modric on Noni Madueke, stray leg, and ultimately overall a poor moment after what was a pretty positive start for the Croatians. As I said previously, have caused England trouble before. In 2018, beat them 2-1 after extra time in the semi-final. England finished 4th, lost the 3rd place game against Belgium as well in that tournament, but did play the maximum of 7 games, losing 3 of those in 2018. And went out in the quarterfinals in 2022 via that 2-1 defeat to France, and that was in a game which Harry Kane missed a penalty and also scored. In terms of Croatia at World Cups, so they've only played them once. They've played them in multiple other tournaments since, but only once in a World Cup, and that was a defeat. Actually, quite a number of teams actually England have played at a World Cup where they haven't beaten. That's 10 teams in total they've played at least once at a World Cup without winning. Austria, Ireland, Bulgaria, Morocco, Netherlands, Nigeria, Algeria, Costa Rica, Hungary and Croatia. They will play Ghana for the very first time at a World Cup on match day 2 of the group. They have a losing record. They've never beaten Brazil, never beaten the US, never beaten Uruguay, Soviet Union, obviously Russia, but they're not in the tournament, Spain and Italy as well. But that's when you become a top nation, or a nation that gets to these sorts of positions so often, that you have such a vast mix of results. Here is Luka Modric, who was talking about a little earlier before all the drama of the penalty. Turns 41 in September. Having the job of anchoring that midfield against a really dangerous England forward line that will be ready to pounce at any given moment. Ivan Perisic. Back to Josko Vardiol. To Vuskovic, back to Livakovic in the Croatian goal. Sutalo. A lot of kind of inoffensive possession, shall we say, from Croatia so far. Nothing to really concern England when they don't have the ball. Here's Ezri Konsa. It's more when England have possession that Croatia, with their press, have looked a bit of a concern for them. But when they play it sharper and move players between the lines, that was poor from Harry Kane, a poor giveaway opportunity from the edge of the box here for Baturina. And in the end actually gives away the foul on the end there. And Harry Kane, though, dropping into that pocket, allowed for England's best chance of the game by the penalty, and this time he drops too deep and gives the ball away, overstretched it. In the end, though, he wins the free kick on the edge of the box to get them out of trouble. But that's where England can be a little bit got at by Croatia, is when they do play them, can overplay it a little bit. And Croatia do be aggressive with that press, where they can catch them out. And real intense press on the back line. That's nicely done, picked up by Vardiol from the long John Stones clearance. First two Manchester City players playing against each other in this one, and direct battlers. A couple of Manchester City involvements, Nico O'Reilly and John Stones on the England side. Obviously Josko Vardiol on the Croatian side. Taken down here by Pasalic, out to Ivan Perisic. Right, back across to Viskovic. Stanisic on the right hand side, up against Anthony Gordon, up to onto his left, clips it into the area, flicked on and headed away by Jude Bellingham. Back it comes again, Sutalo. Modric to Pasalic. Pasalic to Josko Vardiol. A little bit better from Croatia this last spell in the game since the hydration break. England staying compact. Harry Kane the leading man. Kind of dropping into a 5 out of possession, England, with Declan Rice just dropping in alongside the 4 centre-backs, just on the right-hand side of Ezri Konsa. Stanisic a bit heavy there, gives it away. Gordon, a bit more narrow. Nice work there with Declan Rice, and now Harry Kane finds Madueke as the outball. Goes for the early cross into the area. And diving towards the ball was Jude Bellingham. He's went down. I think he got something to it. We'll see it again. It's a great ball again. Harry Kane finding Madueke with space down the right. Goes for the early cross, low and hard across the area. And Jude Bellingham making that late darting run. Did well to create a really good chance out of that. England looking really dangerous. And only Madueke, give him credit. He's played a massive part in England's positive performance so far. Anderson just caught there by Baturina. It's going to be a free kick. A really good ball in by Noni Madueke, and Bellingham just got a left toe to it maybe. Elliot Anderson to Declan Rice. Back to Elliot Anderson. Ooh, fired again into the path of Bellingham, and it's a struggle for him to take control, but he's going to get the foul. And the referee says it was a foul, but I didn't think so. I think he lost his footing just there, in my opinion. Here's Anthony Gordon. Closed out there well by Stanisic. Right for an England throw. As I was saying earlier, Nico O'Reilly had a really wonderful season for Manchester City, 21-year-old. Well, he broke into the Man City team and such great performances in individual games. Of course, 2 goals against Arsenal in that Carabao Cup final at Wembley. Stanisic just about keeping it in, but under pressure from O'Reilly and dragged back by Nico O'Reilly. That's going to be a free kick to Croatia. Well, our referee, certainly coming into the game, hasn't been the most popular with the England camp. Clément Turpin. They weren't really pleased with some of his refereeing performances previously for England, but did referee their 5-0 win over Serbia in the qualifiers. Albeit Serbia, of course, down to 10 men in that game. They really weren't pleased with his previous refereeing appearances. Sucic crossing here. Perisic trying to guide it back into the mix. Poor clearance there from the edge of the area, but Bellingham made up for the initial mistake, and now he's bursting away here for England. Down the right comes Madueke. He's got Gordon and Kane arriving. If he can find one of them. Madueke, with patience, cuts it back to Reece James, who will clip it round the back and up and away by Sutalo. On the breakaway, England were really threatening. Reece James back to Madueke, round the corner for James on the underlap. Swung it in with the right foot towards Harry Kane's head, and again Sutalo in the way. Turns back inside to Stanisic. Viskovic. Trying to find Perisic, who does well under pressure. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. England 1, Croatia 0. Looks like England are the more dangerous team to try and find the next goal. Croatia really struggling at the top end of the pitch to really cause too much concern to England defensively. Here's Mario Pasalic trying to play that one out wide, and in the end, not communicating well enough there with Stanisic and seeing how to play for a throw. Just seem to have been clicking so far, Croatia. It's a little bit out of sync with each other. Not quite on the same page, the players in blue. They're quite the opposite for England, who look really sharp. Really up for this. Esri Konsa. James finding Stones in the pocket. Madwecki trying to find Bellingham. He wanted the foul. Given away though. Vuskovic wins it back, and the ball played down the right here. Cuts onto his left foot. Sucic cuts back. Oh, what a finish! An absolute cracker by Baturina. And Croatia are level. That is a rocket with the right boot into the top left corner by Martin Baturina. England 1, Croatia 1. There's been a lack of Croatian threats, but that one was venomous from Baturina. Striding onto it with his right foot. The class, really, I think it's Stanisic, he just plays it back to him. The quality, the composure just to play that ball back when he was in a shooting position. And the catch, the connection, the finish from Baturina is wonderful. Pickford struggled to get more than just a fingertip to it. And Martin Baturina with a smasher to get Croatia level. England 1, Croatia 1. And really, possibly, against the run of play. Well, maybe commentator's curse coming again. I said probably mere 30-40 seconds before the goal, it looked like England were going to score the next one. Well, what do I know? England 1, Croatia 1. And that is Croatia's first shot on target of this game. England have only had one shot on target. That was their penalty. So it's that neither goalkeeper has been majorly tested from open play before that Croatia goal, but England were certainly the team in the ascendancy. But that has set them back a few steps. The Croatian side, who are kind of flapping a little bit in the game, struggling to get the ball moving, struggling to really combat the England pressure that they were being applying on them. But a response, a wonderful goal, beautifully taken by Martin Baturina, the 23-year-old from Como, has scored only his second international goal and his 20th cap for his country. Maybe a little bit of a shocker to England in the fact that this really didn't feel like the way the game was going. I think they were a little bit comfortable, Croatia. Well, Baturina's only other goal for his country was in a Nations League game against Poland, where he scored and assisted in the same game in a 3-3 draw with Poland back in October 2024. This one immensely more important. Just over about 6 or 7 minutes to go of the half. England 1, Croatia 1. Harry Kane from the penalty spot, and Martin Baturina with a smasher into the corner. Free kick here for Croatia, and probably a spell of the game where they now have the momentum. Stanisic, Luka Modric, back to Vuskovic, wide to the goal scorer Baturina. Vuskovic all the way across to Sutalo. Stanisic back to Sutalo again, who will just leave that one for his goalkeeper Livakovic. Perisic trying to keep it in. Goes out for a throw nonetheless. As I said, these two are not strangers to each other, but they haven't played each other since the 2021 Euros. England beat Croatia by 1-0 in the group. Raheem Sterling with the only goal of the game. England actually are unbeaten against Croatia since that defeat in the semi-finals of the 2018 World Cup. A draw and 2 wins, including a win and a draw in the Nations League group stages in 2018, shortly after the World Cup drama. Actually, a cheap corner given away here by Croatia, trying to defend the cross, and hopefully the header just went a little bit wayward and behind for the corner. I have to say there's a lot of white shirts, but to be fair, both teams' home kits are predominantly white, so you can't really distinctively tell whether it's a lot of English support or a lot of Croatian support in the crowd, but surely a good fair mix of both. Declan Rice to deliver from the corner. Right footed, headed on! Oh! That is a wonderful header from Harry Kane. Right into the corner. Running onto it beautifully, guiding it into the bottom left. England back in front, and their captain again does it. And it's a wonderful delivery by Declan Rice. But this, for the finish from Harry Kane, unmarked, completely in the box, sneaks round the back and dives onto the ball. Beautiful. Finds that little angle to make the difference. And a moment where England back in front, and probably fairly so. England 2, Croatia 1. Very enjoyable first half. But exactly what they needed when they needed it. His 10th World Cup goal for Harry Kane. That equals the country record set by Gary Lineker. He is level on that. Two for Harry Kane. And his 81st, the one that he's just scored, in 115 games now for his country. A monstrous number. Scored in their 1-0 win over New Zealand in the warm-up to this World Cup. That game was played in Tampa, in Florida, just across the south coast of America from here. And they beat Costa Rica 3-0 in their second warm-up game, England, in Orlando, Florida. Declan Rice, Anthony Gordon and Ollie Watkins with the 3 goals in that one. Harry Kane, I mean, he is inevitable. I mean, a 61 goal season is absolutely out of this world immense. 14 in the Champions League, 10 in the DFB Pokal, the Cup in Germany, and 36 in the Bundesliga. Absolutely out of this world. And the England fans singing once again inside the AT&T Stadium. After what was a rocket from Baturina that really put the cat amongst the pigeons in this first half. With a minute or so to go of the 45, plus the added time, of course, England lead again and have their groove and rhythm again. Rice, wide to O'Reilly, Sutalo in the way. O'Reilly though with space, Sutalo with the challenge. Gordon picks up the loose ball, Bellingham now. Closed down and wasn't given the opportunity to shoot, but he will get the free kick. Mario Pasalic with the foul. That's not a foul for me. Nah, that's really soft. I mean, credit to Jude Bellingham, he certainly tricked the referee into thinking it was a foul, but it's never a foul. Not a chance. Very soft. Free kick nonetheless. it's quite a distance away here. About 30 yards? 29? 5 added minutes at the end of the half. England leading by 2-1. Rhys James and Noni Madueke are the two that are standing over this England free kick, as Livakovic tries to get his wall in the correct positions. Making sure they're all set up correctly. Madueke and James. Set pieces have been England's forte so far. A penalty and a corner. Well, they add a free kick to their list. Rhys James hits the man behind the wall in Luka Modric. Baturina here trying to evade the pressure of Anthony Gordon. He will win the throw-in, but deep in his own half. Well, England have certainly not been shy in shots in the first half. 8, but just 2 from Croatia. All 3 shots on target in the game have been goals. Baturina trying to switch it wide, finds Caoimhan Ferris down the left. Rhys James for company. Perisic works inside again. Here's Mario Pasalic. Vardiol. Baturina. Right to the right side for Sutolo. Livakovic and now Luka Modric. Vardiol put under pressure as Modric retrieves. Clip ball out to the right, the left-hand side. Perisic seems to be the out ball for Croatia, but that's out of play from Caoimhan Ferris across the sideline there. It's going to be a throw into England's. Wonderful header by Harry Kane. Beautiful. Well, they're dancing in the stands. Definitely dad dancing, but dancing in the stands. And I have to say, in a season where Harry Kane has put up numbers that are off the charts, incredible, he's on a hat-trick in the World Cup opener in the first half. Pasalic gonna go from range. That one off target though, but worth a go from Mario Pasalic. Yeah, Baturina lays it off and Pasalic decided to strike, and it's quite a distance wide ultimately. Just short of 90 seconds to go with this first half. England leading by 2-1. Harry Kane with both goals for England. Scored either side of Martin Baturina's wonder strike. We see Luka Modric winning a free kick for Croatia against Harry Kane. The two captains going shoulder to shoulder. Good evasion there from Pasalic. Perisic back to Gvardiol. Is there a sting in the tail of Croatia before half-time? Seconds ticking away. Sutalo. Vuskovic. Well, one thing that is certain is they are patient, Croatia. They wait for the right opportunity. Here's Baturina. Back inside. And reversing it round the corner, Pasalic. Vuskovic. Sutalo back to Vuskovic. Seconds Just a handful left. Flick ball into the box. Perisic broken behind. The shot! The goal! 2-2. Musa breaking in behind. And Croatia do have a sting in the tail before half-time. A goal fest of a first half. And Croatia once again peg England back. I see it here. Is it Perisic? Is he offside though? That could be the question mark. Ezri Konsa, the last man, I think. Whether Perisic has stayed onside or not is the question mark. But the header back across and Musa's finish was beautiful. Took it down sweetly with his right foot. Had Pickford going the wrong way through the legs of Bellingham. Making it 2-2. But will VAR be the enemy of Croatia? Caoimhan Ferris ultimately is onside, so the goal stands and the half-time whistle has gone. The last act of the half, a Croatian equaliser for the second time in the half. Harry Kane scoring twice for England, but twice Croatia have pegged them back. The first, a wonder strike from Martin Baturina, and the second, a wonderful guided effort by Musa into the corner. Half-time in this one. England 2, Croatia 2. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. I just
Welcome back to World Cup 2026 half-time in our second game and our final game of the day, and it's been a goal fest of a first half between England and Croatia. 2-2 at the break. It's England who lead and Croatia who peg them back time and time again from that first half. Harry Kane getting 2 shots at a penalty in to score the first, then an equaliser from Martin Baturina right at the top quality with a finish. But then England were back in front when Harry Kane headed from a corner. Once again, beautiful move from Croatia to level once more. Great ball into the box towards Ivan Perisic, who nodded across, and Petar Musa finding the leveler for Croatia, who plays for FC Dallas, who play at AT&T Stadium. So this is effectively a home game for Petar Musa, and he is feeling like he is at home with that sort of finish and wonderful, wonderful goal. And really, other than the penalty, I think all the 3 other goals have been really well created goals. Of course, one from a set piece, and the 2 Croatia goals really, really top quality finishes and moves. So I think on that front, they will be very pleased, Croatia, with that point of view. But of course, England will be very displeased with how things have gone defensively for them. We're going to take a quick look at some of the groups. The group tables, because we haven't really updated you on the group tables over the last few days. Of course, I'm sure you will know, you will have checked them yourself, but just to show you from our point of view where the groups look. I'll give you the details on this in a second when we have the graphic ready for you. That would be great if we pre-prepared that, wouldn't it? Well, let's have a look then quickly before the second half gets underway. This is Group A. Before we start match day 2 tomorrow, Mexico and Korea are the top 2 in that group. Czechia and South Africa are the bottom 2. They play tomorrow on LFS. We'll have that one live at 5 tomorrow. I'll tell you more about that very shortly. Group B, all a point apiece after 2 draws from their first 2 games of that group. Switzerland lead the way only via lack of yellow cards. Incredible that. Canada in second, Qatar third, and Bosnia in fourth. But positive performances from Qatar and Bosnia in their games. Scotland lead Group C. 3 points and a point apiece from Morocco and Brazil from their draw, and Haiti bottom of the group after losing to Scotland. Group D sees USA and Australia on 3 points apiece. They play each other in match day 2. Turkey and Paraguay with work to do in third and fourth. In Group E, it is clear sight for Germany and Cote d'Ivoire, who both won their first matches and both play each other in match day 2. Ecuador and Curacao, the 2 losing out in the first games. Group F, Sweden are in front. They lead the points, 3 points. Japan in second and Netherlands in third. Those 2 drew 2-2 in Dallas. It's 2-2 at half-time between England and Croatia. So this stadium certainly gives the goals. And Tunisia, bottom of that group, -4 goal difference after a 5-1 thumping to Sweden. It is a point apiece for all 4 teams in Group G. New Zealand are top. Iran are second. A real topsy-turvy table in Group G. Belgium in third and Egypt bottom of the group. In Group H, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Spain and Cape Verde all on a point apiece after those 2 teams, those 4 teams, shall I say, drew. A 1-1 draw between Saudi Arabia and Uruguay and a 0-0 draw between Spain and Cape Verde. In that group. Group I, we saw last night Norway going top of that group on goal difference ahead of France, both on 3 points with their wins over Senegal and Iraq overnight. And Group J, in the middle of the night, this one took place right in the early hours. Argentina top in that group on goal difference with 3 points, along with Austria, Jordan and Algeria yet to get off the mark. And at half-time, Group K, apologies, forgot about that group. Democratic, I keep saying that, Democratic Republic of the Congo are on a point, as well as Portugal. They're the top 2, but Colombia and Uzbekistan still to play. And in Group L, the last group of the lot, England and Croatia a point apiece as it stands. Remember, it's only half-time in that game. Panama and Ghana are still to play. They play in the early hours. So that is the groups, all 12 of them, after, of course, one game apiece, and four teams still to play their first games after tonight's fixtures. These are the scores from the last day or so. But remember, match day 2 gets underway tomorrow, and we start with Group A once again. It's re-rack them. We're in Atlanta, Georgia tomorrow. Czechia taking on South Africa. We haven't watched Czechia yet. That's one of our new teams we will watch in Group A tomorrow. 5 o'clock kickoff, and that's followed by, in our double header, followed by Switzerland against Bosnia. We'll watch Switzerland for the first time. That's at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Some other games to look forward to, of course, on Friday. We have USA, Australia at 8, then Scotland, Morocco on Friday night. Nothing on Saturday due to some complications, but on Sunday we're back with some more exciting games. Spain against Saudi Arabia and Belgium, Iran. Watching some new teams there as well. Saudi Arabia and Iran for the first time in the tournament we'll watch. And then on Monday, France and Iraq follows Argentina, Austria. 2 really top quality games to look forward to on Monday. So lots to look forward to over the next couple of days on match day 2 of the groups. And there's a lot on the line. Second half, though, between England and Croatia. On the way next. Welcome back to World Cup 2026, half-time between England and Croatia. It is 2-2 at the break between the two sides, and from that first half performance, Croatia had slightly more of the ball, 52-48 in their favour, but the XG is massively in England's favour, 1.36 XG to 0.43 for Croatia. So you probably could say that Croatia were a little bit fortunate to be level at the break, but 2 shots on target apiece, all 4 shots on target have turned to goals. I mean, it has been a wonderful, wonderful quality game in terms of the finishes in that first half. In terms of accurate passes, now this is a little bit interesting. Croatia's is higher than England's. 87% of their passes have been accurate for Croatia, 82% for England. England with less. But certainly, England more penetration, more danger. 9 shots to Croatia's 4, and almost double the amount of touches in the opposition box, 15 to Croatia's 8. So in terms of the underlying numbers, in terms of aggressiveness and certainly threat in the final third, England look more dangerous, but in terms of passing, Croatia look a lot more comfortable and settled with their possession than England. Certainly that's what you can take from those underlying numbers, but very little overall to take from it. In terms of duels, they've edged that as well, Croatia. They've won 20 out of the 34 duels in the match. So they've edged it slightly, 57% on the ground and 62% in the air. And that's where I think England just will settle this game. But at the same time, I don't want it to be settled. Certainly not. I want it to be more of the same because it's been very enjoyable in this first half. And I have to say, AT&T Stadium, if you're ever watching a game in that one, in that grounds, in this World Cup, it looks like it's the stadium with all the goals because it had a 2-2 draw on match day in the Group F game between Netherlands and Japan. It's having a 2-2 draw at half-time. We'll watch them in this stadium again. Argentina, Austria, then Japan, Sweden, as well as in this stadium, and Jordan, Argentina, and 4 knockout games, including a semi-final, will be played in this stadium. So if it goes the way it started, 8 goals in a game and a half, they're on for a very entertaining ground. Seems to be attracting all the goals of this tournament. Well, the players are back out for the second half. Croatia kicking from left to right, England from right to left in this second period here at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. And Petar Musa's goal right before half-time is what grasped Croatia a half-time leveler, but a first half where they'd say they probably need to be better in terms of their defending, and probably England could argue the same too. Both sides not keeping the other at bay at this moment. Nothing to separate them on the score sheet. We're on course for our highest scoring game between the two teams in the tournaments. Certainly, overall, one of the highest scoring games between these two ever. The last time both sides scored 2 goals in a game against one another was Croatia winning 3-2 back in 2007 in the Euro qualification. And qualification states that Croatia won twice against England. The 3-2 win was at Wembley. And the other time was in the Euros back in 2004 when England won 4-2 against Croatia in the first ever competitive meeting. Here comes Bellingham, Madueke, England on the move right from the off. Madueke! Tucking it in. Bellingham with the finish on the end of Madueke's pass. And England are in front for the 3rd time in the game. And within 90 seconds of the second half starting. Well, this is a shootout of a game of football. And England lead once again. Not Harry Kane this time, but Jude Bellingham this time. Again, lovely ball round the corner. Madueke with a flick on, and it's Bellingham driving into the area. And from the narrow angle, just hits it off the inside of that left post and into the back of the net. Beautiful finish. Wonderful goal. And what a start to the second half for England. England 3, Croatia 2. These two, every time they hit the target, it goes in. Wonderful. Just wonderful. I mean, unbelievable. What a game. Now Croatia have to do what they've done twice in this match already and try and find a way to level. Do you feel if it's a shootout, England will win every time over? Bellingham again. This time Livakovic with the save. But it's all England at the start of this half. They've come out rapturous and rampant. And Croatia have not started yet in this second half and already behind and could have been 2 down inside 3 minutes. Race to take this corner. Declan Rice over this corner. Right-footed delivery round the back. It comes. The header is wide from Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, grip ball in by Rice again. Round the back was O'Reilly and clean free header. He missed it wide. Could have been 4-2. Should have been 4-2 possibly. What an incredible start to the half for England, who've come out flying out of the traps from the half-time interval. No changes crucially at half-time from either team, by the way. Well, England were involved in a wonderfully high-scoring game at the start of the 2022 World Cup, as I said, a 6-2 win over Iran. This one's got similar vibes, and the fact that everything seems to find the back of the net. Goalkeepers have been basically pointless at this rate. All 5 shots on target have ended up in goals, so goalkeepers, and Jordan Pickford and Dominic Livakovic, have been pretty much unimportant. Inconsequential. Nice there from Baturina under pressure, and he was brought down there. It's going to be a free kick. Did well to hold on to the ball for as long as he did, Martin Baturina. And he wins the free kick here for Croatia, high up the field. Modric to take this free kick. Swung in with the right boot. Headed away by Harry Kane, back defending. And the loose giveaway of the ball. Bellingham rolls it through. Gordon couldn't find the run of Madueke. That's where England are so dangerous. Those runners in behind in Croatia. So vulnerable from those sorts of situations. And England, it looks so dangerous. Like every time they come forward, they're going to score. That's how dangerous they look at the moment. And here they come again. It's Rice. Into the area. Rice trying to curl one. That's the first save of the game. And Livakovic with a really good stop to put it behind for the corner. Rice trying to curl it into the far corner. Maybe just set it a little too much curl. Took it towards Livakovic. In the end, a pretty comfortable save, a pretty routine save, but a save nonetheless to deny Declan Rice. This has been a very open, very attacking, very enjoyable game. And there's still 30 odd, nearly 40 minutes to go. Corner on the right hand side. Rice to deliver. Swung in, headed away by Perisic at the front post. Back to Rice it comes. Onto his right foot. Gets past the defender. Rice clips it in and Perisic heads behind for another corner. Corner taken short this time. Madueke. James. Anderson. Elliot Anderson going to swing it wide. Rice guides it back into the mix. As Madueke was upended. But the referee says no foul and says goal kick. We'll see it again. Madueke challenged by Modric. I mean, that is a foul. Quite clearly. Some interesting decisions from the referee in this game. And kicked by Livakovic. Stones. Back to Pickford. There's Riconza. Pickford. To the left hand side for Nico O'Reilly. Into Elliot Anderson under pressure. Back to Pickford. Press on from Croatia, but ball played to Konsa. Bellingham. Right to James and inside to Harry Kane, who's dropped deeper again, but he's held off that challenge. Drifting forward and plays it wide again to Noni Madueke, who's the man free. Flicks it round the corner, looking for the runner Reece James, and put behind for the corner by Mario Pasalic, but England are purring at the moment. Taking his time to come over to take the corner, Declan Rice, but second half has been all England. So you enter 10 minutes into the half. Rice to deliver again. Right footed delivery. Headed on! Good save, and then the follow-up is saved and cleared off the line. Wonderful from Livakovic to stop. Another one in. And another poor clearance there. Seen behind for another corner. I have to see this again. Whip ball in. First header from Nico O'Reilly with a great save with his two hands, Livakovic. Then Anthony Gordon with a follow-up. And then Harry Kane was the man in the middle. Cons, I think, got contact to it. Goodness me, 3 saves back to back to back from Dominik Livakovic. Although there's VAR check. Not too sure what the check was about, but nonetheless, we play on after whatever the check was about is over. Declan Rice to take the corner. Swung in with a right boot, back post, lots of them queuing up, but Livakovic clears with the punch. Quickly taken through, and they've got the momentum and the energy. England, oh, that's lovely from Kane. Guided back to Madueke, back into Kane. All over Croatia here. Kane stopped. O'Reilly stopped, and Kane stopped by Livakovic. I mean, he's made about 4 or 5 saves in the last minute. Dominik Livakovic, it's all England. Another Bellingham cross. Kane! And bodies on the line, stopping England once more. Well, they have been exceptional in this second half, England. And they probably could be well away from a 1-goal lead. It could be 5 or 6 in this game. Dominik Livakovic has made some incredible saves, some wonderful stops in this second period. Look at that. They had 2 shots on target in the whole of the first half, England. They've had 6 in this second. And we're going to see Luka Modric taken off, and Mateo Kovacic is coming on. They needed to make a change. They needed to do something different, Croatia, because they are getting absolutely bombarded at the moment. Bombarded. Incredible. But Dominik Livakovic, I said both keepers were inconsequential in this game. And once again, I've been proven wrong for the moment, because Dominik Livakovic has certainly come up with some magical moments in this second half. That is he's made 6 saves in this game, and I think nearly all of them, if not all of them, have been in the second half. The second half as energetic and as enjoyable as the first, if not more. Croatia have been majorly under the caution. Somehow they are still within a goal of England. That is quite the feat in and of itself, in the fact that they are not dead and buried in this game, when really they should be at this moment in time. Elliot Anderson. Rice. Anderson to Stones. Rice, oh, just over cooked it a little bit to Nico O'Reilly, and that's going to be a Croatia throw. Rice. Lumped forward. That one is off any sort of target towards Anthony Gordon. So we hit the hour mark inside AT&T Stadium in Dallas. 60 gone, 30 to go, plus added time. England 3, Croatia 2. In the second half, where England have bossed it. And they've been massively unnerved, these Croatian fans, because what a game we're watching, but at this moment Croatia have been well and truly outclassed to this point. Still they find themselves in the game and in with a shout and a shot. Pickford finding O'Reilly. Crunching challenge, that's going to be pulled back for a foul, as the pass would have been towards Croatia anyway. John Stones fouled there as he tried to get rid of the ball. Under the pressure of Caoimhan Ferris. Definitely a foul, no question. And they built this as the grand finale to the first round of group fixtures in the here in LFS, and what a grand finale it has been. So to this point. Free kick here, given away by England. Mateo Kovacic with one fouled. He's come onto the field, Mateo Kovacic, to add some fresh legs, a bit of a difference in midfield, a bit more of a runner. Maybe just garnish some control back. It's not been the most exciting game from Luka Modric. It's not been his best by any stretch. Really failed to get a grip of this England midfield by any stretch, Croatia, and maybe that's the idea of bringing Mateo Kovacic on, is to make that aversion, try and make that change, that alter the approach, and in the end, possibly alter the result. At the moment, they're on the long road to a heavy defeat. Pickford looking for options, says there isn't any. And he does well there, looking into Declan Rice's path. Back to O'Reilly. He's worked himself into trouble, but he's done well with a little bit of skill there, but a heavy touch lets him down, and Kovacic there to pounce. Croatia win it back, down the right to Sucic. Sucic onto his right, then his left, then back onto his right. And it took a deflection, he feels, but I think the goal kick's been given. Caoimhan Ferris over to plead with the referee, but he's given a goal kick. Let's see it again. Yeah, Sucic there does really well, and yeah, I think John Stones does have the last touch. That is a corner. Of course, VAR can't get involved. They can't award corners, but they can overturn incorrectly given corners. And that should have been one for Croatia, but nonetheless, we play on. That's going to be a really poor challenge on Elliot Anderson by Mateo Kovacic. The two number 8s coming together there. Yeah, it is a foul, without a doubt. Come on England, as a bit of a chorus around AT&T Stadium. Well, they have been energetic, exotic, exciting, exquisite at times, England. And without Dominic Livakovic, they could be 4, 5 or even 6-2 up with the chances they've had in this second half. Nice football here. Anthony Gordon working it down the right, the left-hand side. Stanisic in the way, though, does well 1v1. And I think it actually went out anyway for a throw-in. 25 minutes gone. Alright, 25 minutes gone. 20 minutes to go. And we're going to see a double change here. We're going to see Vuskovic going to replace. Going to be replaced by Matanovic, I believe. And Marko Pasalic is coming on as well. He's going to replace Petar Musa. So Matanovic for Musa and Pasalic for Vuskovic. So a change of approach possibly for Croatia. Maybe go to a back four, possibly. That double change as Matanovic tries to be more of a real true force up front for Croatia. A real big body to try and get around for England. I think that's Pickford shoved to the ground. That's what I mean by big body. Matanovic on the field and shoving the goalkeeper down. Maybe it's an interesting tactic from Zlatko Dalic in the fact that bringing on that more aggressive, more physical presence type of centre forward in Igor Matanovic can unnerve the English defence. They've been a little bit shaky at times tonight, especially down that right hand side with Konza and James. They have looked a little bit vulnerable and exposed at times. Maybe that could be the idea. Certainly, they need something to change Croatia. Stones did just enough to see that one back to Jordan Pickford after Marko Pasalic, the other substitute that just been made there for Croatia, was chasing down. Quarter of the game to go. England 3, Croatia 2. We have a drinks break or a hydration break on the cards very shortly. Stones. Rice out to this left hand side. Has to work back infield and plays it across to Ezri Konza. Right to the right now to Madueke. Madueke looking to find Harry Kane. Got his head onto it. Bounces down for Anthony Gordon to catch sweet, but blocked there by Stanisic. Goes with a little 1-2, but Bellingham in the way to stop Stanisic from getting any further. Out for the Croatia throw. And that's going to call for the hydration break. And England are going to go to their bench here, it looks like. Morgan Rogers is getting himself ready. Well, Croatia still yet to have a shot in this second half. They've been dominated possession-wise, over 70% of the ball from England's point of view. 9 shots, 8 of them on target. I mean, much more dangerous. A passing accuracy, we talked about the passing accuracy at half-time, 82%. It's rocketed up to 92% for England, 135 accurate passes. Compared to the 74% of Croatia. So certainly, on that position, Croatia have definitely been dominated in this second half, and it's full credit to England in the fact they've been so aggressively dangerous. As we're seeing a little bit of a tactical involvement. They've certainly added this at ITV, the broadcaster in the UK, and they've added while there's the hydration break, we're getting a bit of a tactical breakdown in the little break. I like that. Of course, we've seen a lot of controversy over these hydration breaks, of possible interventions of ad breaks and a chance to really just ruin the momentum of a game. But nice to see that in the UK they've taken the approach of keeping focus on the match during the game rather than adverts. But a very impressive second half from England. And I think as well, from the first half, I don't think they could say they were too they were a bit unfortunate in the fact that the 2 goals from Croatia came from individual moments of quality. But other than that, you would argue that in that first half, there were poor individual errors, really, from England that led to the 2 Croatia goals, where they've been nowhere near that in this second half. They haven't given Croatia any chance to cause any sort of concern. And England, in that first half, just didn't have grip of the game, just didn't have full control. You felt it was, yes, England were more dangerous, but it wasn't that they were in charge of the match. In the second half, that's certainly the difference, where England have been in just full control right the way through, and there's been no call whatsoever from Croatia to respond to such a dominant spell. And as the Killers are singing, they've taken control, England. I have to say, the music during these hydration breaks have been top tier. Whoever's picking them, credit to them. We're going to see a round of changes here, if I get my words out. Looks like Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka and Morgan Rogers are all going to be coming on. So Rogers replacing Declan Rice. Rashford's going to replace Anthony Gordon. And Bukayo Saka is going to replace Noni Madueke. So, interesting. I would suspect Jude Bellingham to drop a little deeper alongside Elliot Anderson. Rogers to go into the 10, and then, of course, like-for-like changes in the wing areas, in the wide areas. Gordon for Rashford and Saka for Madueke. The ball down by Matanovic, bouncing ball that will be taken in by Pasalic. That's Marko Pasalic, finds Perisic. Croatia with a bit of a move, but good stop there by Ezri Konsa as Saka runs into Perisic there on the breakaway, but free kick to England. I have to say, if Croatia do end up keeping this at 3-2, they might have one last gasp chance at maybe snatching a late leveller, but at this rate, England are certainly, at this moment, the team that should win this and deserve to win this. And I think over the course of the tournament so far, I don't think we've seen a game where a team hasn't deserved the ultimate result. That's lovely again. Rogers trying to flick it on to Saka. Just about nicked away at the last second. As here's Sucic. Room here, Perisic. Matanovic kind of got caught underneath the ball and couldn't hold it up. When we talked in the first half about England's involvement at the World Cup and their storied history with the competition and their successes really in recent years, but Croatia, a ball in behind. Rashford got the better of Livakovic for a moment, but Livakovic just about got there. Marko Pasalic just holding the ball up here as challenged by Bellingham, sees it out for the throw. Well, since of course they were founded, you know what I mean, since Croatia became an independent country of their own, they of course have qualified for 7 out of the 8 tournaments that they have entered qualification for, and their joint best performance, joint second best performance shall I say, after the runners-up. They came third twice in their first appearance back in 1998, and of course in 2022 they finished third, winning the third place playoff, losing the semi-finals. They won a semi-final back in 2018. The 3 other appearances, rather than the ones they've got to semi-finals or finals, have all ended at the group stages. In 2002, 2006 and 2014. Only in 2010 in South Africa have they failed to qualify for a World Cup. Here is Marco Pasalic, forces the good save out of Pickford. Well, somehow, out of nowhere, Croatia with one or two good chances. They're keeping England honest here in the final 15 minutes. And Marco Pasalic with the dangerous effort. Cuts inside. Nico O'Reilly again, a little bit too passive, the English defence. Far too standoffish, far too easy to get at. And Marco Pasalic there. Cut inside O'Reilly. Stones was really invisible in the middle. And onto his left foot, tried to cut it across Jordan Pickford's goal. The English stopper in the way. And I think that's his first save of the game, if I'm not mistaken. It is. As I was saying, in the last World Cup, Croatia, they'd more draws than anything else. 4 draws out of their 7 games they played. 2 wins and a defeat. That's lovely. Shot from range here. Pickford forced into the save. Calls for calm as the ball drops a yard or two in front of him. There was a deflection there, actually, on Matanovic's effort from the back of John Stones. Konza launching forward, getting aggressive there was Kovacic. Sutalo wins the ball. Perisic right on the left. Saka tracking back. Kovacic. Better spell this from Croatia. England's dominant control and penetration is kind of halted for the moment. Pasalic to Pasalic. Nice Stanisic. I was waiting for that all night. Waiting for it, as that's going to be offside against Josip Stanisic. The 2 Pasalic players playing one to another. Mario to Marco. You can see Marco Pasalic's effort a little earlier. Good strike, really good effort from the narrow angle with his left boot. Uses Stones to angle his way towards the strike and or towards the goal, and Jordan Pickford in the way. As we're going to see, the man who scored the, or actually not the man who scored the first goal. I think it's been Mario Pasalic that's been taken off here, and he's been replaced by Nikola Vlasic, the Torino man. And Baturina has also been replaced. Kramaric has come on. That's why I saw number 16 go up. Wasn't too sure why, but that is why. So Kramaric and Vlasic on, replacing Baturina and Mario Pasalic. It's going to be a foul on Ezri Konza. Jude Bellingham is going to come off here, and at the moment he has the goal that will be the winner for England at this stage. Yeah, beautiful finish off the inside of the left post. Gorgeous goal. And Jed Spence has come on for England, so maybe a more defensive approach. Maybe, I would suspect, possibly, Jed Spence would go to right back and Reece James would go into midfield. That's exactly what's happened. Yeah, just remembered Reece James was still on the field, and they could just do a straight swap at right back and put Reece James into midfield. Not the first time England have tried putting a right back into midfield. Last time it failed miserably. Reece James much more competent in that sort of position. Croatia break down the left-hand side. Interesting choice to change your fullback at such an intriguing time of the game. 10 minutes to go with the match here in Dallas. England 3, Croatia 2. And still somehow Croatia are in a fighting position late in this game. Kramaric. Space on the left, fresh legs, whips a ball in. palmed away by Pickford. Not the most confident goalkeeping as that shot from range from the number 17 there, Sucic, is over the crossbar, but far from convincing from Pickford here from this cross. I mean, that's catchable. Punches it out. Just adds a little bit of extra edge that just doesn't need to be there. I mean, it's a hoofed effort by Sucic. Not the best finish by any stretch, but it's caused a little bit of undue concern there, Jordan Pickford, on his defence. And the XG, there's certainly a major gap in it. England's 2.43, 0.49 for Croatia, so they've, based on that, England have created more than enough chances to be 3 goals up, but would have scored 3 goals. Croatia have barely had enough clear-cut opportunities to score 1 goal, never mind 2, but XG isn't the be-all and end-all in football. It just shows that both teams have slightly outperformed their XG rating. That's a lovely ball in behind. Spence made the run on the inside, and the save from Livakovic. Here's Elliot Anderson. Rashford. O'Reilly. Jed Spence making that underlap and run on the inside of Bukayo Saka. That was a gorgeous ball and a good chance, but a really good save again by Livakovic. As it's going to be a free kick. Matanovic with the man who was fouled. As Croatia quickly get it back and underway. Played out to the left for Perisic. Kovacic. Sucic. Wide to the right comes Marko Pasalic. Clip ball, trying to find Pasalic again was to Stanisic, apologies. Rashford is back though. Here's that one, but picked up again by Kovacic. Fired into the path of Kramaric. Kovacic again. Wide it goes to Josip Stanisic. And keeping the ball moving. Clip ball round the back. Perisic has made the run, and Pickford again came and punched away. Kovacic works it onto his left, back onto his right. Really good football. No way through there. Croatia, the team on the front foot at the moment. The team pushing for a goal as Kovacic just about evades the pressure from Marcus Rashford and Morgan Rogers, who were bowing down. Stanisic to Marko Pasalic. Whip round the back. Away by Saka. Brought down by Kovacic, who can't hit them from range. Gonna go low. This time, easy taken in by Jordan Pickford. Didn't have the raw venom on it from Mateo Kovacic. There's not enough pace on the strike. Croatia are still lurking about. England can't be too confident that this is done and dusted yet. As it stands, very still in the balance this game. Can't quite believe that it is, but it is. Just about being sensible for England now, not giving away mistakes, not being sloppy, just being sensible, settled, calm. Saka does well there. They could finish it here. Rashford onto his right. Rashford! 4-2. Beautiful for Marcus Rashford. England 4, Croatia 2. That is going to be game, set and match. And that is going to be 3 points for England on match day 1 of the group. Croatia had hung around, stuck around, and made it nervy, but this is probably exactly what England have deserved. Another goal and a win to start the tournament, because they have been streets ahead of Croatia in this game, and it's really smart from Saka. He steps in, finds the space, and Rashford's all on his own, cuts onto his right boot on the inside of Stanisic, and has all the time in the world he wants to just tuck it into the far corner. Full stretch, Livakovic couldn't keep it out. Beautifully taken finish by Marcus Rashford. England 4, Croatia 2. Only what they have deserved. They're playing the darts anthem inside the stadium now. Well, there's the three Lions off the pitch, celebrating the goal from the three Lions on the pitch. Marcus Rashford. Well, he's had major ups and downs, in and out of an England shirt, in and out of an England squad, and in and out of form at club level. But he's settled at Barcelona. He's hit form at the right point of his career, and he's hit the back of the net at the right point of this game for England. John Stones to be replaced by Mark Guehi. Some question marks over whether Guehi should have started the game. Maybe those question marks probably answered in the fact of how sloppy at times England have been at the back, but not to the discredit of John Stones, who's played decently well. And again there, England not quite working that time. Mark Guehi on the field, just to add that defensive stability, some fresh legs for England, and make the change. Why not? They can. That's their fifth and final change of the game. But what an enjoyable match of football. An open, free-flowing, attacking, approaching game from both teams who've been really impressive. England certainly more so than Croatia, who've relied upon mistakes and moments really. But England, it's been a really clear, concise way of playing. In the first half they were a little bit off the mark in terms of controlling the game and let the game slip away from them with individual errors, but in this second half they've bossed it no ends and look so much stronger, so much sharper, so much more dangerous in the final third, and much more competent defensively. And this is one hell of an announcement for England to make in the opening game against the Croatian side, who's finished in the top 3 in the World Cup in the last 2 tournaments. But maybe that cliff edge that was emerging for Croatia over the last few international tournaments has probably just dipped, and they've fallen off that cliff edge because they've been outclassed in every single area of this game. And yes, of course, these two probably the top 2 in this group in terms of the quality. No disrespect to Ghana or Panama, but overall you'd feel that these two should be the top 2. But bit of a damaging effect to the opener for Croatia, albeit the scoreline will reflect maybe a closer game than it really was, because in this second half it's been no contest whatsoever. Perisic down the line looking for the runner. That time it's going to be a foul against Kramaric. Well, a very redundant looking Croatian support at this moment in time. They were bouncing and celebrating at half-time, enjoying themselves out there, but England have gone to a different level. Croatia just haven't been able to match in this second half. Here they come again. Saka into the box, cleared away by I think that was Stanisic, as we're going to have 6 added minutes at the end of the 90. Croatia again still playing out in really dangerous high pressure areas. Got out of that situation just about, but England definitely trying to get more here. And you kind of feel that arguably England's toughest test, they're going to pass with flying colours. Question marks over whether they could deal with the heat, the temperatures, the humidity, the conditions, the intensity of what this game could be, and England have bossed it in this second half. Come out and really flex their muscles. And Croatia have gone a little bit limp. A reminder for you, we have a double header of World Cup action for you tomorrow. We're a little earlier than today, an hour earlier in both games. Czechia taking on South Africa. That's tomorrow at 5. South Africa with a lot of work to do from their first game. So what was a poor start to the tournament. Of course, we're down to 9 men in that game, if you remember. 3 red cards in the opener to this World Cup. Czechia will watch them for the first time tomorrow, and then that's followed by Switzerland and Bosnia taking to the field for the second time. A Bosnian side who really impressed in their opening game against Canada, taking on a Switzerland side who really should have been clear of Qatar late in that game, but ultimately gave away a solitary point. And that is tomorrow at 8. And that kicks off match day 2 of the group fixtures. Marko Pasalic with the delivery there. Cleared away by Reece James. Back to Pasalic. Goal difference could be key here for Croatia as well. They might want to snatch a late goal to maybe just tighten up the goal difference and maybe have one last gasp hope at late goals, but doesn't look like that's possible. Perisic's cross was easily seen into the path of Jordan Pickford. I have to say though, yes, England on the front foot and attacking areas have looked really strong, but the defence has looked shaky. The goalkeeper hasn't looked too strong, in a sense. I think moments in this game, England's will definitely have to tighten up defensively and figure that out. And I was a little bit surprised with the fact that Mark Erhe didn't start this game for England. I'm not saying he's the key or the reason why they've conceded the 2 goals, that he wasn't in the game, but I think in moments they just looked a little open, a little vulnerable, and a little lacking physicality defensively, England. And we're a little bit too easily beaten in those moments, and that will be a little bit of a concern. But again, we've already seen it. It's not been overall, in terms of the whole tournament, there's no team that you've really looked at and gone, in terms of the big teams, their defence looks immense. Their defence looks incredible. You know, you look at Spain, they really didn't have much defending to do. Germany looked a little leaky. Portugal definitely not today. France looked a little edgy defensively with their goalkeeper as well. Even England in this game, as I say. So there's no real massive big team that's shown a real incredible defensive display. A lot of the smaller teams that have shown that, but it's the top teams that have shown their attacking prowess. Flick on there by Kovacic. The shot from the back post was well stopped. And now England on the breakaway to try and add a 5th. Rashford to Saka. Saka back to Rashford. Playing rings around this Croatian team, but just about nipping in was Sucic to stop. And Rashford in the end as it played off him to put it behind for the goal kick. You can see this opportunity again, flicked round the back, and it was Josko Vardiol who had it stopped by Harry Kane, of all people, back defending in front of his goalkeeper. Everybody there. And Josko Vardiol trying to fire Croatia into a 3rd goal, but not on that occasion. It's Rashford brought down by Sucic. Those two got in a tangle. Last minute of the 6 added. England 4, Croatia 2. Elliot Anderson breaking forward from the free kick, but Marko Pasalic back to defence. the English national anthem is the song of choice for the England fans inside AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Another goal fest and fun fest filled opener for England. Some nervy moments at times, but ultimately the job is there and done. Maybe in this first half and the game, maybe the worry, the scare, the kick that England needed a little bit defensively, but in the second half, what a performance. The final whistle goes, and what an incredible performance from England in the end. In that first half, they looked a little bit easy to get at from Croatia's point of view, shall I say. A game where they took the lead twice through Harry Kane and were pegged back twice, but in the second half, they were streets, yards, they were miles, not even yards, miles ahead of Croatia. On the night, Croatia were probably lucky to be even level in the game at half-time with the chances they'd created. But England took it to another level. Jude Bellingham, within 90 seconds of the second half starting, had them in front again, and added to by Marcus Rashford late in the half with another sprinkling of magic. Kane with a brace, and England with 3 points. Final score, it's finished England 4, Croatia 2. Well, you gotta love it. Another wonderful game in this World Cup, and another game full of goals. Look at that. Of those 7 games on your screen, only one team has failed to score, and that was Algeria. Look at the goals that we are seeing and the amounts of moments that we are seeing at this World Cup. Wonderful so far, and another good day where Portugal didn't have it all their own way earlier against DR Congo, but England in the end did. So, looking at the table, let's update that because that's not correct. England will top Group L, at least for now. We'll see how the other game goes between Ghana and Panama, because either one of those two could tick ahead of England based on goal difference if possible. There's the group updated. England 3 points, Panama and Ghana to play, and Croatia bottom of the group as it stands. So that is match day 1 of the groups done and dusted. We are back and do it all over again 2 more times before the group stages conclude. And we're back to Group A tomorrow. Czechia taking on South Africa. South Africa, who opened the tournament a week prior to what will be their second game. And they were down to 9 men in that game, lost 2-0. Czechia lost their opening game to South Korea. So work to do for these 2 teams in Atlanta tomorrow. And we'll find out what comes of that 5 o'clock here in LFS. But England off the mark with a win. And they're up and running. Their attack looked venomous and threatening and dangerous galore. Leaky defence, but it doesn't really matter because they've put 4 into the back of the nets. And they're off with aplomb, the 3 lines. Thanks for your company. Night-night.